Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Some of you guys are showing that you are actually the ones that are being racist and all of this stuff, showing prejudice and all of this. That is some of you guys exposing yourself. Ross Golden Wood, I always butcher her last name. Pardon me. I promise I'm not butchering your last name on purpose. I promise I'm not. I'm about to get on you in this, but I would not butchering your name on purpose. She was on Just Woman Sports with Angel McCoughtry, and she tried to downplay what Dijonai Carrington did to Sophie Cunningham. Now, if it was the other way around, we all know this lady would be trying to kill Sophie Cunningham. We got Angel McCoughtry, who actually stood up to it, which I'm shocked by. I'm shocked by that. But then Angel McCoughtry goes on and talks about how Sophie Cunningham has more followers than Kelsey Mitchell, and it's because of clout chasing and all of this stuff. This stuff is insanity. KC from Behind the Lines tore it down. We got to get into all of it, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into things, man. I can't even say I'm shocked because I'm not shocked at all. Like, this is what a lot of y'all do. This is what a lot of y'all do. You right here, you made yourself look crazy, ma'am. Let's take a listen.
And I think for me, my initial, like in real time, as this is happening, like as I'm, seeing this happen in the game, seeing the thread now like going viral, I was, my first thought was it was a basketball play, but as soon as you do that thread, now it becomes national discourse.
So you feel like the play was a basketball play. Her trying to break Sophie Cunningham's neck in midair is a basketball play, but what she put on threads, which is completely inappropriate. She should have been suspended, period. She should have been suspended, Dijonai Carrington. You feel like the only issue is because she went on threads, not the actual play? You thought that was a basketball play? Come on, knock it off.
Course.
That's
and
not
it was a basketball play, but as soon as you do that thread, now it becomes national discourse.
That's
and
not
it
a
becomes
basketball
really
play,
explosive.
Ross.
The foul?
The foul? Her grabbing her neck?
Right. I mean, I'd like to believe, the way that I'm seeing it, I'd like to believe that it wasn't intentional because it was Sophie Cunningham. I do think that that Dijonai has a history of chase down blocks, of physical.
What does her history of chase down blocks got to do? Dude, y'all act like she don't have a history of knocking Skylar Diggins up the head the same way, pulling Sarah Ashley Barker out the hair by her ponytail, knocking Jessica Shepard upside the head the same way. Like, she's done Kate Martin in Unrivaled. She's done this many a times. Y'all sit there and try to look at 2 to 3 chase down blocks like, oh no, so it's a basketball play. No, she's hurt more people than she had success doing this. Knock it off.
Plays, like, I think this is just part of her game, and I think she was penalized appropriately for the way she played basketball on that play. Full stop. Like, that was the correct.
Well, listen,
she was ejected.
A block, your hand goes up to block, not around the neck. So to me, that looks, whenever an arm is grabbed around, that looks more personal. This is seeming like
you thought it was personal.
Thank you. At least I don't never agree with Angel McCoughtry on nothing. I think this lady be lost. She done lost her mind 98% of the time. This is the 2% where she making sense right now.
It looked personal, cause this, like, if you look at the picture, the arm is like this around the neck. And I'm not saying you gotta like Sophie Cunningham, but that's a personal vendetta type thing. And then, okay, so
what did you make of the thread? What she tweeted from the locker room? Yeah.
Yeah. So this tweet now is like, what? Okay, if it was the fans saying something, you will go at the fans.
That's true. Y'all complain about random fan accounts online every single day.
But you personally tweeted Indiana Fever? What do you have against the Fever? What is what? I'm confused on that part. And then here's the next thing, Ross. Where's the Chicago Sky PR? Where's the team PR right now? Where's her personal PR? Who is around these players now that they're able to just tweet the Ross? I remember one time I said something on a tweet, and it was not nearly as bad as this. I got in so much trouble. Do you know that I was like literally the example for the rookies at orientation on what not to talk
They
about.
made her as the example at the rookie symposium. Now take a look at this though, because now they're gonna try to make it seem like Sophie Cunningham is doing certain things, and that's why she has more followers than Kelsey Mitchell. She's clout chasing. Come on, man.
And now girls can tweet this, and it's just like they have no fear. And what is this? And so what I can take from this is like, is this a way also to get attention? Because it seems like now in the WNBA, we already talked about it, Ross. Kelsey, who has 16 straight 20-point games, does not have 1 million followers. It seems like the way to get the attention and get the followers so you can get more money outside the WNBA is to create some negative, messy drama. That's how these girls are getting millions.
That is not what Sophie Cunningham did. Sophie Cunningham was just honest and said, dude shouldn't play in a women's league. That's it.
Of followers these days, and it's so backwards and it's so wrong. And it's just like, so why did she really say the tweet, Ross? Why do you think she really said that and tag Indiana Fever? I've never seen a player do that before. And tag the organization.
That made no sense, but that was also a dig at Sophie Cunningham right there, basically saying a lot of the things she do is for clout and attention, which is why she has more followers. Sophie Cunningham damn near got more followers than Caitlin Clark on the internet, but that was also a dig at Sophie Cunningham. Now let's get into what KC had to say about this whole thing.
The other 2 minutes and 10 seconds were spent lecturing the damn fan base and telling us we should be talking about pretend basketball. Steph doesn't want to talk about make-believe basketball, but me and you, we should. From a business perspective, and I know the WNBA still operates as a charity, but from a business perspective, what happened last night was unacceptable. That alone should be enough to get Steph White fired. This is the head coach of the most high-profile team in the league, telling the audience, the customers, to go to hell. But there's another reason Steph White should be fired. Before we get to that,
bad business. She's bad business. That's why.
Games with the Indiana Fever to give you a defenselessly booed while being introduced to the home crowd. Remember, earlier this season, attendance was drastically down for the Indiana Clarks. This fan base has been revolting against Stephanie White for months. And look, Steph White might be a great coach. I don't watch enough games with the Indiana Fever to give you a definitive answer. But here's what I do know, and I'm not putting all the blame on Steph White. In any broken relationship, both parties have responsibility. Caitlin Clark fans have a tendency to over-exaggerate. Every move is over-analyzed. But this relationship between Stephanie White and the Fever fan base, this relationship is over.
1,000%. It's a wrap. She's got to go. She's got to go.
How in the hell do you come back from this? How do you come back from your head coach telling you to go to hell? You see, this is one of the many problems in this toxic turd of a league. The WNBA is reactionary, and their overreactions are always based on emotion. As a business, emotion is the path to bankruptcy, because when you're emotional, you're not thinking clearly.
But that's the problem. It's a bunch of just emotional, and I love women, but it's a bunch of emotional women. A bunch of these people aren't like stable, man. They just all over the place. They don't know what they're doing. They're too worried about pushing agendas instead of just being honest. She got at the podium and lied about everything. You know what I mean? It just was ridiculous. A lot of people are exposing themselves in this entire thing, and it just is what it is. What says you? Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.